Yes, hello once again and welcome back to Classic Dirt Bike TV, where we continue with the racing highlights from the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club's 2-day charity event that was held at Craigantlet in Ballysallagh Road in Bangor. Now this is the first block of races from this Saturday's race programme, and as you can see the weather absolutely beautiful once again in this part of Northern Ireland. Now we're going to jump straight in here with race 1. Now these are the pre-1970s, pre-1974s and the pre-1965s, and this of course is the first race of the day. So the 5-second board is up, and as the riders leave the line, quite a good start there by number 33, that's John Griffiths. Adrian Lappin's also made a good start with Harry Stitt on the outside. So as they make their way up the hill to start lap 1, it's John Griffiths who looks like the early leader. Harry Stitt is in second position there. It looks like Adrian Lappin is going to take that third place position. Number 32, Trevor Calderwood, is in fourth, and it looks like Alan Arnott is in fifth on his ESO Jawa. So as the riders make their way down from the hill section, it's now at number 111, Harry Stitt, who's your race leader. Number 33 is John Griffiths there on the Rickman Jap. Adrian Lappin is still in third. On his CZ, 32 is Trevor Calderwood. So as they come round to the tabletop, it's Harry Stitt on his Stitt Jap machine. Harry designed and built this frame for this machine. John Griffiths is second, Adrian Lappin is third, Trevor Calderwood is fourth. Coming round at fourth position is number 121, that's Alan Arnott. And number 55 just making his way through there, that's Philip Pearson. But as they come up to complete lap 1, it's Harry Stitt who is your race leader, followed closely by John Griffiths. Two very talented riders, these two guys. Of course, both riders are part of the Cecil Pearson Jap racing team. So as they head up Pearson Hill, it's still Harry Stitt who leads John Griffiths, but John Griffiths looks like he's going to go down the inside. Oh Jesus, John's come a cropper there. I think he was trying to go down the inside and realised he couldn't make it and touched that front brake and lost the front wheel. And so naturally this makes Harry Stitt our race leader still. So that will elevate Adrian Lappin into second position, and Trevor Calderwood there will move up into third. But this has been a good ride here by Harry Stitt on his Stitt Jap machine. Very talented young man and engineer, this rider, Harry Stitt. So Harry makes his way up Pearson Hill for the second time. And remember, 4 laps for these classic bikes. Adrian Lappin just going through on his CZ machine. Number 121 is Alan Arnott. Now number 28 there, or number 129 as he has written on the back of his shirt, is another rider that's not listed in the race programme or on the club's website, but doing very well on that CZ machine. So here's your race leader with quite a comfortable lead in this very first race of the Saturday. It's number 111 or 111, Harry Stitt, as he comes round to complete another racing lap. Second place man is Adrian Lappin there, number 44. Third is Trevor Calderwood. As we take a look at our fourth placed position rider, that's number 121, Alan Arnott. Alan's riding that beautiful ESO Jawa machine. Now we have almost 27 races to get through in the coming videos here, so you will be able to see almost every single race from the Saturday's race programme, so make sure that you keep tuning to Classic Dirt Bike TV to see the remaining videos in this series, but we're taking a look at race leader number 111, Harry Stitt, on the Stitt Jap. Looks like Harry's still got quite a comfortable lead as he starts to pass some of the back markers in this combined pre-70s race. Now this is a bit of a family affair at this two-day event for Harry Stitt. I think Harry's father is also racing at this event as we take a look at John Griffiths, who looks like he's got going once again after his little spill. Looks like his roll off from his goggles is looking like a little streamer as he goes up the hill. Harry Stitt just looks like he's just about to pass Peter Gilliland. I think Peter's riding one of those old Royal Enfield machines. Number 11 there is track owner Cecil Pearson, and Cecil's back out on the Saturday after having that quite bad accident on the Friday whereby another bike fell on top of him, and Cecil suffered some burns to his stomach and arm, but nonetheless he's a hardy old bugger, and he's back out for this Saturday's race programme. So we're looking at our race leader Harry Stitt, and this looked like it was going to be quite a good battle between Harry and John Griffiths at the early stages of this race, but unfortunately John had that little spill going down the inside of Harry, but this has been quite an easy run to the checkered flag now for Harry Stitt. So as he comes up the hill to take the checkered flag in this first race of the day, it's a win for number 111 Harry Stitt. Second place is going to go to number 44, that's Adrian Lappin, with number 32 Trevor Calderwood on the CZ coming through in third. But John Griffiths just coming up the hill to finish the race. Things could have been different had John not had that earlier spill. Okay, next up we have the first of the Twin Shock races. This is Grade C. As you can see, another fantastic lineup of Twin Shock bikes for this Grade C class. Almost a full starting gate as they leave the line. It looks like quite a good start there by Eddie Long on that Michael. Number 33's made quite a good start, but unfortunately another rider that's not listed in the programme or on the club's website. So as they come up the hill, it looks like number 33 is your race leader. Eddie Long is just making his way through there. Number 275, William Stevenson, is in third position on that old 1978 400 Yamaha. So as they make their way down from the hill section, it's number 275, Eddie Long. I think Eddie's riding one of those old 79 or 78 Maicos. I think this will be a 400 or possibly even a 440 machine, but it's Eddie Long, your race leader. It looks like number 221 is your second place rider. Another unnamed rider, unfortunately. Number 33 is in third, and looks like William Stevenson is in fourth, but it looks like Wesley Stockdale is moving up the race order on his 480 Honda. But as they come through, it's Eddie Long, number 275, with number 221 second, number 33 third, number 95 is Wesley Stockdale, who is now in third position, but looks like somebody's got a problem with their old Michael. And so as the riders come up the hill to complete lap 1 in this Twin Shock Grade C class, it looks like it's number 221, your race leader Eddie Long, is in second position. Number 275, number 95 there is Wesley Stockdale, who's now moved up into third position. William Stevenson still doing quite well on that YZ400 Yamaha in fourth spot. It looks like a couple of riders have had a coming together there, but they still look like they're okay. So here's your race leader, number 221, Second now is Wesley Stockdale. So Wesley's done quite well on that 480 Honda because he didn't have the best of starts at the start of this race, so he's certainly made his way through the pack. So Wesley is certainly on the move here. So it's number 221 who I think is riding another old German Michael machine. Looks like possibly a 1980 or probably even later machine. So second is number 95 Wesley Stockdale, number 275 is Eddie Long, and number 154 is Aaron Bailey as the rest of the pack make their way through. Now there's that rider that had the small problem with what looks like his 1979 Michael, but as a race leader makes his way up the hill, it's number 221. Second is Wesley Stockdale there, number 95, and I think that rider in the lead, number 221, could be riding an old 1983 Michael Spider, because it certainly looks like an older monoshock Michael machine, but of course these older monoshock Michaels are still eligible to race with the twin shock class due to the fact that they have drum brakes, air-cooled engines. So we're looking at number 95 Wesley Stockdale. Looks like Wesley's got his eyes on that first place position, so this could be quite a good finish between these two riders at the front, number 221 and number 95 Wesley Stockdale, as they come round to the tabletop. But looks like Wesley is definitely lining up a pass on this number 221 rider, who's been riding very well in these later stages of the race. Number 212 is William Stevenson on his Yamaha, just going through. So as the riders make their way up the hill to complete another lap. Now I think it's 5 laps for these twin shock bikes. I think it's only the classic bikes who have 4 lap races. So it's still number 221, your race leader, and Wesley Stockdale, number 95, is in second. Looks like Eddie Long is still in there in third, number 275. Now all of the twin shock classes at this event are of course sponsored by the Fox's Den Cafe and Deli Bar at Jubilee Road in Newton Nards, and I can personally vouch for the quality of the food from that establishment because I've sampled it firsthand. So if you're looking for a nice meal out, then give the Fox's Den a bell, and they'll certainly make you very welcome. So we're looking at number 221, our race leader. Second is still number 95 Wesley Stockdale, but this has been a good ride by this rider on the what looks like an old 83 Michael Spider, but Wesley Stockdale still hanging in there in second position as we take a look at number 212, and that's William Stevenson. So as our race leaders come up to start their last and final lap, we have a new race leader. It's number 95 Wesley Stockdale, and I think Wesley did actually win a couple of races on the Friday night, so this has been another good start to the Saturday for Wesley on his 480 Honda. So as they make their way up Pearson Hill, it's still Wesley Stockdale, number 95. Second is number 221. Now we do have 3 twin shock classes at this race event on the Saturday. So we have the twin shock Bs coming up next, and of course the fast boys in the twin shock A class. So we're looking at number 221. This has been still a good ride by this rider, even although he's in second position, but Wesley Stockdale has certainly came through the pack and fully deserves to be leading this race on his 480 Honda. And number 51 coming towards us, I think that's Ben Keenan just making his way through. Eddie Long's just going through, number 275. William Stevenson again on his Yamaha, but as the race leader comes up to take the checkered flag in this twin shock grade C class race, it's going to be a win for number 95 Wesley Stockdale, with number 221 in second position. And And of course that brings us round to the second Twin Shock class race of the day, the Twin Shock Grade B class. As you can see, the weather's still perfect here at Craigantlet in Ballysallagh Road, but as the riders leave the line, it looks like a good start. I think that's number 380 at the front there. I think that could be Terry Bailey on his Myco as the pack makes their way up the hill to start lap 1. So it is indeed number 380 Terry Bailey who is your race leader. Number 771 in second position there. I think that could be Hugh McDowell in second place as the rest of the chasing pack make their way up the Pearson Hill. Now, as you know, this two-day event is all about raising valuable cash for 3 local charities. That's the Kidney Care UK, the Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, and of course the Muscular Dystrophy charity. So these 3 charities will benefit from any funds raised over the course of these 2 days. So as the riders make their way through the little wall of death turn, your race leader is still number 380 Terry Bailey on the Myco. Second is number 48, who's not listed in the programme. Number 10 is David White, as the rest of the chasing pack make their way through. So here's your race leader as he comes across the line to complete lap 1. It's Terry Bailey, number 380 on that nicely turned out Myco machine. And quite a few of these riders, as I mentioned, are not listed in the race programme or the club's website, so it's quite hard to identify which rider is on which bike. But it looks like Hugh McDowell is heading for a DNF, and he was doing very well on that Myco in second place at the start of this race, so looks like Hugh's race is run for this Twin Shock B class race. So we're picking up our race leader once again, Terry Bailey, number 380 on the Myco. As you can no doubt guess, these Mycos are hugely popular for Twin Shock race bikes. Second is still number 48 with number 10 in third. At number 417, I think that's Ryan Thompson, and at number 3 is Eddie Murray. Number 347 there, I think that's Paul McCavanagh on the YZ Yamaha, as we pick up our race leader, Terry Bailey, making his way up that now famous Pearson Hill. So it's still number 380 Terry Bailey, your race leader. Now in second place it looks like it's Hugh McDowell again. Now of course Hugh's not in second position because he did have a bit of a problem with his old Myco, and he was looking like he was heading for a DNF, but I think Hugh's just rejoined this race, but I don't think he's in second position. But at least he's got back going again. I think he's riding an old 1980 440 Myco machine. As we take a look at I think that's number 36 there, Jonathan McMaster on what looks like an old YZ 490 Yamaha, but here's your race leader as he makes his way up the hill. It's number 380 Terry Bailey on the Myco. So this has been an excellent ride by Terry, who has led this race right from the start gate. And we'll just try and pick up our second placed position rider as the rest of the pack make their way across the line. Now, as I said, you will be able to see highlights from almost every single race here on the Saturday's race programme. Now, I've already posted the videos from the 2 blocks of racing on the Friday evening, and there will be at least 2 videos to follow this part 3, so I do hope you'll take a look at those. So we're looking at our race leader, number 380 Terry Bailey, who's led this race almost from the start gate as he heads round to start his last and final lap. So Terry coming up to take the last lap flag of this first Grade B twin shock class race. Now second place is still this man here, I think it's number 48, who again unfortunately I'm not able to identify due to not having any details of the rider's name or machine, but it certainly looks like an old Myco twin shocker. So it looks like it's going to be quite an easy run to the checkered flag for this man here, number 380, Terry Bailey. Doesn't look like anybody's going to make a challenge before the end of this race. Of course, we had Hugh McDowell, who was in quite a good position in second place earlier on in this race, but unfortunately had that mechanical trouble. As we take a look at number 417, that's Ryan Thompson. Ryan looks like he's also riding one of those YZ Yamahas. So as we look to the bottom section of the track, it's Terry Bailey, number 380, as he makes his way up the hill for the very last time and his first win of the day in the twin shock Grade B class. So it's a win for number 380, Terry Bailey. Now second place should still be at number 48 on the Myco as he makes his way up the hill. So it's a win for Terry Bailey with number 48 in second position. Now that brings us of course to the first race for the twin shock Grade A class. Now these are the faster riders in the twin shock class, but not as big a field of course as the last two classes, but nonetheless some quick riders in this class. So as they leave the line, I think that's a good start there by, I think that was number 32, Trevor Calderwood in second place, but as they come up the hill there, it's number 2, Tommy Merton on that 430 Husqvarna, who's your race leader. And I think Trevor's riding that twin shock Monda. That's the 500 Honda two-stroke motor inside a Myco frame. So on lap 1 we're looking at our race leader, number 2, Tommy Merton. Now of course we had some fantastic racing on the Friday evening between this man and James Thompson, but unfortunately James is not racing in the Saturday's race programme. As far as I know, James was basically ordered to attend a social family gathering, so no James Thompson at this Saturday's race event. So we're looking at number 2, Tommy Merton on the Adrian Lappin prepared 430 twin shock Husqvarna. Second is Trevor Calderwood, number 32. So we're taking a look at our race leader as he's already come round to complete lap 1. It's number 2, Tommy Merton on the Adrian Lappin Husqvarna 430. And you can see that Tommy's already opened up a huge gap to the rest of the chasing pack as he bounces and twists his way up the Pearson Hill. So your race leader is still number 2, Tommy Merton. Now I think in second position it's rider number treble 3 on the what looks like an old RM Suzuki. Another rider unfortunately that's not listed in the programme, but doing very well on that machine. So there's your second placed rider, number treble 3. Trevor Calderwood is still in third position on the Monda. Quite a fast bike, that machine of Trevor's as well, but this rider here, number treble 3, doing very well in second position. Rider number 399 here, I think that's Rhys Gazzard in fourth. Number 4 is Ian Buchanan. So he's a race leader as he comes up to complete another lap. It's number 2, Tommy Merton, and as you can see the second place rider quite a distance behind. It's number treble 3 on what looks like an old RM Suzuki, Third is Rhys Gazzard now, I think, in third position. Trevor Calderwood is in fourth with, I think, Ian Buchanan in fifth. So we're looking at our race leader, number 2, Tommy Merton. And it's certainly not unexpected to see Tommy riding at the front of this Twin Shock Grade A pack, because Tommy was absolutely electric on the Friday night, and Friday night they had some fantastic battles with James Thompson over the course of the 2 races, but you can see Tommy's absolutely cruising in this first Twin Shock Grade A class race of the day. Second place is still number treble 3. I think Rhys Gazzard is in third. Trevor Calderwood is still fourth. Ian Buchanan is fifth. As we take a look at our second place rider, number treble 3 coming up, third position now, and that looks like Ian Dunlop in third position. And I do apologise, because I think I did say that it was Rhys Gazzard in third position, but it looks like it's Ian Dunlop, and it looks like Ian's moving up to take that second place position, but it's still number 2 here, Tommy Merton, your race leader. So we're taking a look at Ian Dunlop here in second position, absolutely flying on that what looks like an old 490 Michael Twin Shocker, looking very good in second position. So it's Tommy Merton, your race leader, from number 344, Ian Dunlop in second, with number treble 3 in third position. And I think that's Ian Buchanan making his way through there. He looks like he's past Trevor Calderwood. As we take a look at our third placed position rider, number treble 3 on the RM 500 Suzuki bike. He's certainly working that monoshock Suzuki as he makes his way up the Pearson Hill, but here's your race leader, Tommy Merton. Looks like there's nobody going to challenge Tommy for this first Twin Shock Grade A class race of the day, but that's another good ride by Tommy on the 430 Husqvarna. So it looks like Tommy's going to notch up his first win of the day as he heads towards the checkered flag on his last and final lap. And of course Tommy won 2 races on the Friday night, and it was fantastic racing between him and James Thompson. It's just a shame that we don't have James at this race event on the Saturday, but as he makes his way up the hill to take the checkered flag, it's a win for number 2, Tommy Merton. Second place is Ian Dunlop with rider treble 3 in third position. Okay, that brings us around to one of the first youth races of the day. This is the Big Wheel 85s, the 125s and the 250 4-strokes. Now, keep your eye on that little bike in the centre of that 125 and 250 lineup. That's the only 85cc small wheel bike in this race, and that's Alfie Heron. So keep your eye on that little bike in the centre of the pack. So the 5-second board is up, and as the riders leave the line, it's a hole shot for little Alfie Heron on the 85cc Husqvarna. So Alfie Heron leads the 125 and 250 4-strokes as they head up the hill to start at lap 1. So as the riders cross the line and head up the hill for the first time, it looks like at number 71, that's Luke Stockdale, who's your leader at this point, and Alfie Heron is still in second position. So as the riders make their way down from the hill for the first time, it's still Luke Stockdale, your race leader. Number 24, I think that could be Jack Bolton in second position. Alfie Heron is in third. And in fourth position, I think that could be Nathan Briggs, number 611, who is in fourth position. So as we look to pick up our race leader again, it's number 71, Luke Stockdale, who leads number 24. I think that's Jack Bolton. Looks like it's still number 611, Cody Macaulay, who is in fourth. So as we pick up our riders once again at the bottom section of the track, it's still number 71, Luke Stockdale, who leads at number 24. That's Jack Bolton. Number 10 is little Alfie Hearn on the 85cc small wheel machine, doing absolutely fantastic on that little bike. It's number 611. In fourth place is still Nathan Briggs. So as the riders make their way down from the hill section, we have a brand new race leader. It's number 24, Jack Bolton. But it looks like Jack has dropped his machine, so that makes number 71, Luke Stockdale. Oh my goodness me. Looks like another couple of riders had a bit of a coming together, but both riders look okay. So it's now number 71. That's Luke Stockdale, who is your race leader, with number 10, Alfie Hearn, in second position. I think it's still Nathan Briggs in third, number 611, but Alfie Hearn absolutely riding the wheels of that little 85cc Husqvarna, and looks like he's even looking to put in a challenge for the lead of this race. But it's still Luke Stockdale who leads Alfie Hearn, number 10, with Nathan Briggs in third place. So as they head up the hill, Alfie Hearn just absolutely flying on that little bike and doing extremely well against these bigger 125s and 250 four-strokes. So as they make their way up Pearson Hill, it's Luke Stockdale first, second Alfie Hearn, and third Nathan Briggs. So it looks like Alfie Hearn is certainly trying his damnedest to get past Luke Stockdale. He's going to have a go around the outside, but Luke manages to keep that tight line. But Alfie Hearn is, what a talent this young man is. Absolutely flying on that little bike. So it's Luke Stockdale who leads the determined Alfie Hearn, number 10, in second position, and I think it's still Nathan Briggs there, number 611, in third. But one thing's for sure, you're certainly looking at a natural motocross talent in this young man, little Alfie Hearn. So as our three race leaders head up the hill, it's still Luke Stockdale leads Alfie Hearn, number 10, and Nathan Briggs in third position, number 611. But as they make their way up the hill, Alfie Hearn is absolutely flying on that little 85, and he looks like he could even be lining up to take the lead, but it looks like Nathan Briggs was going through on the inside there. But as they come down from the hill, Alfie tries again to go round the outside, but can't make it stick. But the determination of this little man is just uncanny, and you're certainly looking at one of Northern Ireland's future motocross stars in this little guy. But he goes he goes round the outside of Luke Stockdale and takes the lead of this race. So it's Alfie Hearn, your race leader. Second is Luke Stockdale. Third is Nathan Briggs. But what a guy this young Alfie Hearn is. So it's Alfie Hearn, your race leader. Second now is Luke Stockdale with Nathan Briggs in third, and you can see little Alfie's already opening up a gap to these 125 and 250 four-strokes. Just remember that this young man is racing an 85cc small wheel against 125 and 250 four-stroke bikes, and he's He's absolutely on his way, young Alfie. He is determined that he is going to put this bike in first place. But as they head down from the hill, Alfie's already beginning to pass some of the back markers in this combined 85, 125 and 250cc 4-stroke race. But what an absolute talent this young guy is, and the only reason Alfie isn't allowed to race a big wheel bike is I think Alfie is just not old enough for a big wheel machine, so he has to stick with his little 85cc small wheel bike. But what a fantastic ride by this young man on this very small bike. So as he comes up to take a well-deserved checkered flag win, it's a win for number 10 Alfie Heron on that 85cc small wheel Husqvarna. Okay, after that little bout of excitement, this is the first race for the pre-1977s, and as they leave the line, a good start. I think that's Harold McQuaid, number 541 on the Myco, who's made an excellent start. Harry Stitt trying to go round the outside, but as they all make their way up the hill, it looks like it's a slight advantage to Harold McQuaid on that old 1974 or 75 twin shock Myco machine. So as the riders all head up Pearson Hill for the first time, it looks like it's still Harold McQuaid, your race leader, from Harry Stitt, number 111. I think it's John Griffiths in third place. So as they make their way down, it's still Harold McQuaid first, Harry Stitt in second position. Harry's old CCM bike doing a bit of smoking there, so maybe needs some maintenance before the end of the season. So it's Harold McQuaid on the old Myco, the old twin shock AW Myco, who's your race leader. Harry Stitt in second, John Griffiths is in third. But this has certainly been an excellent start by Harold McQuaid on his Myco. Harry Stitt in second position, John Griffiths third. It looks like Adrian Lappin is fourth, number 71 there. I think that could be David Stockdale just making his way through. So as they come round to complete lap 1, it's still a slight advantage to Harold McQuaid on the Myco. Harry Stitt in second position, riding the Alan Clues CCM machine. John Griffiths, of course, also riding a CCM. So as they make their way up Pearson Hill for the second time, it's the Myco of Harold McQuaid who leads Harry Stitt's CCM. Now I think this is my second or even third visit to this charity event. It's of course a big thanks to Cecil Pearson and the rest of the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club for inviting me back each year, because it's certainly one of the events that I look forward to coming to each year. But we're looking at our race leader, Harold McQuaid, doing very well in that 1970s Myco. These were fantastic machines back in their day when they were ridden by the likes of Alfred Wheel. So Harry Stitt in second place with John Griffiths, who appears to be closing in on Harry Stitt's CCM bike. So as Harold McQuaid comes up to cross the line to complete another lap, taking a totally different line of course from Harry Stitt, but nonetheless he's still managing to hold on to the lead of this race. So it's Harold McQuaid first, second Harry Stitt, third John Griffiths. But John Griffiths is certainly looking like he's got the speed of Harry Stitt as they make their way up the Pearson Hill. Now for me personally, I don't know much about the history of this rider, Harold McQuaid, but have it on good authority that he was a top rider away back in the day. But as you can see, he's still very quick on one of these old 1970s Mycos as he leads the second and third place man here, Harry Stitt and John Griffiths. Now both these riders normally have a good scrap each time they take to the track, so it looks like these two are going to give us some good racing in this second and third placed positions. So as they come round to complete another lap, it's still advantage to Harold McQuaid on, I think that could be a 400 Michael from maybe 1974 or possibly even 1975, but these were excellent machines back in the day. Now, of course, if this is the kind of racing that you like taking part in, or even just coming to take a look at, then keep your eye on the Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club's website for all of the information regarding any of their race events, including this 2-day charity event, which will hopefully be scheduled for the same month in August 2022, and I do hope I can see you at this event next year. But you can keep in touch with the club also on their Northern Ireland Classic Scramble Club Facebook page. So we're looking at our second placed rider, Harry Stitt, on the CCM bike. Harold McQuaid is still in first position. John Griffiths there, number 33, is still in third, but as Harold McQuaid appears to be opening up a decent gap now to Harry Stitt, he comes up the hill to take the last lap flag. So this will be one more lap to go for Harold McQuaid, who's rode superbly in this race and almost led it from the start gate. So it's Harold McQuaid first, second is still Harry Stitt. In fact, it's not Harry Stitt, second is John Griffiths. It looks like Harry Stitt is now heading towards the paddock. He appears to have some mechanical problem with his Michael, so here is your race leader, Harold McQuaid, and it will now be John Griffiths in second position, but Harold looks like he's got a decent lead over John Griffiths to make it a comfortable ride to the checkered flag. Now, of course, this is only race 6 of 27 races that we will be covering here on the Saturday's race programme, so look out for future videos from this event from the Saturday. But as Harold McQuaid is on his way to his first win of the day, there is your second placed rider, number 33, John Griffiths. But this has been an excellent ride by Harold McQuaid, and you can see Harold's just coasting his way up the hill to take the checkered flag. So it's a win for Harold McQuaid on the 1970s Michael. Now, just as a short departure here, we're going to take a brief look at the Little Autos 50cc class. These are just the kids of the Northern Ireland Classic Club, but because this is a charity event, they have to get their 5 minutes of fame here on Classic Dirt Bike TV, so we'll try and pick out a few of the riders for you if we can do that, although a few of the riders are not listed on the race programme or club website, so it may be a bit difficult to pick one or two of them out. Now, number 7 there, I think that could be Harry Wright on his little Honda. Looks like Harry's enjoying himself on his little machine. Now, as you'd expect, the racetrack is shortened considerably for these little autos. They don't use the full track for obvious reasons, but we're looking at number 100 there, who could be the race leader in this race, and another rider that's unfortunately not listed in the programme. But quite a daunting prospect for these little bikes to be out on a full-size motocross racetrack. We take a look at number 3 there. I think that could be Hayden Gibson on his little machine. Number 46 there, I think that could be Alfie Dixon. I think Alfie's riding that little PW Yamaha machine. It looks like Alfie's having a good time out there. And I must say these are quite lucky little kids having a little motorbike to run around a racetrack on. I think I was still playing with my train sets at this age, but certainly lucky little kids to have these motocross machines. Looks like number 100's had a little spill there. I think this little guy was actually in the lead of this autos race at one point. As we take a look at number 46 once again, the Valentino Rossi of the autos, number 46, that's Alfie Dixon. Another couple of riders having quite a good little scrap there at the bottom section of the track, but once again not listed in the programme, so I'm unable to identify them, but looks like they're very quick on their particular little auto machine. Number 100 looks like he's up and running once again, but it's great to see these little kids out on their machines, because who knows, this could be the starting blocks of maybe a career in motocross, and who knows, these riders could be stars of the future. And of course all of the youth classes at this 2-day event, including these little autos, and all sponsored by Function Design Furniture. So thanks to all the guys at Function Design for their contribution towards the charity. But nice to see these youngsters out on their little autos. So that's just a quick brief look at the youngsters in the autos class. Okay, the final race in this part 3 video from the 2-day event at Craigantlet is the small wheel 85s and small wheel 65s. So as the riders leave the line, it looks like a decent start. I think that's number 8 in the front there. I think that could be Matt Shaw, who is your early race leader. So as they come around to begin lap 1, we'll try and pick out 1 or 2 of the riders. Number 35 in third position there, that's Daniel Pearson, who I think has already won a couple of races at this 2-day event here at Craigantlet. So Daniel has made another decent start there in third place. So as the riders make their way down from the hill section on lap 1, there is your race. Oops, dearie me. That was Matt Shaw, I think, number 8, who was your race leader, but it looks like Matt's taken a little tumble on his little KTM, but he appears to be okay. So I think that's now elevated this man here. I think that's number 26. That could be Clark McCabe, who is now your new race leader. Looks like Daniel Pearson has now moved up into second position. Number 417 is Alfie Thompson. I think number 44 could be Christy Blair, who's just made her way through. Number 84, I think that's Zoe Turtle, who is just going down the step there. So as the riders make their way up the hill, we have a new race leader. I think it's number 35, Daniel Pearson, who leads number 26. I think that could be Clark McCabe, who's just making his way through there in second position. Now that young man there that you can see standing on the platform is the famous Alfie Heron, who beat the 125s and 250s in that previous race. Certainly a little star in the making there. But here's your race leader, number 35, Daniel Pearson. Daniel, of course, riding that small wheel 85 KTM. Now, of course, as you know, we don't normally feature modern or kids bikes here on Classic Dirt Bike TV, but because this is a charity event to raise much needed cash for local charities, it's only right that we give the youngsters their 5 minutes of fame here on Classic Dirt Bike TV as we take a look at number 84. That's Zoe Turtle. Zoe riding a KTM machine as well, looking very good on that very quick little two-stroke machine. Zoe, of course, is the granddaughter of the track owner Cecil Pearson. As we take a look at another of the Pearson family, Daniel, who is your race leader, number 35. It doesn't look like Daniel's got many challengers for that second place position at this point, but Daniel looking very comfortable in this pole position. Now, just recently I've been furnished with the final total that was raised over the course of the 2 days here at Craigantlet, and after all of the donations and sponsorship contributions were all calculated, the club raised a staggering £31,158, which is an absolutely fantastic amount of money, which of course will be shared with the Kidney Care UK, the Air Ambulance Northern Ireland, and the Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy charities. So well done to each and every person who donated, and of course to Kerry Turtle, Adrian Lappin, John Collin, and many more who helped put on this fantastic two-day event. So we're just taking a look at Zoe Turtle making her way up the Pearson Hill on her little KTM, and we're back with our race leader once again, Daniel Pearson, number 35. I think Daniel already won a couple of races on the Friday evening at this event, so Daniel looking good for race win number 3. So as Daniel makes his way across the finish line to start his last and final lap. Now don't forget, you can see all of the remaining races from this Saturday's race programme coming up in the next 2 video postings, so if you've not already subscribed to my channel, then I do hope you do that small thing, and that way you will not miss out on any of the future racing from this 2-day charity event at Craigantlet. So as we take a look at our race leader, number 35, Daniel Pearson, on his KTM two-stroke machine, heading towards his first win of the Saturday's race programme. Now of course coming up next will be the 125s and 250cc race, which will be in part 4, which I will be posting quite soon, so make sure that you take a look at that. But once again, thanks for watching Classic Dirt Bike TV and the continuing racing from this fantastic 2-day charity event here at Craigantlet in Ballysallagh Road. So it's a win for Daniel Pearson, and of course we will continue the racing footage from this event coming up in part 4.